who's an expert on foreign policy and a member of the Homeland Security. Senator Marshall, welcome. You heard Trey Yingst. It's going to be a two-pronged war, two-front war. Hezbollah coming in from the north, and, of course, the Hamas awfulness coming from the south. Question is, will the House is going to be okay? Will the Senate back it? Will the administration back Israel? Will they finance it? Will they give their support when the going gets tough and you get horrible hostage stories? What can you tell us, Senator Marshall? What are you thinking?
Well, Larry, I think the House and Senate will do what they need to do. But as you and I both know, it'll be months, if not a year, before those weapons actually get there. The White House has everything that they need to handle the situation. And this is exactly the problem. Joe Biden says he has Israel's back, but he's the most pro-Iran president in the history of our nation. That's what his actions show us. This is the president who, since day one, has promoted Iran developing nuclear weapons. You've reported the $6 billion he recently released for hostages. Just 3 months before that, there was another $10 billion he released to give to Iraq, to give to Iran as well. It goes on and on. He turns his head to sanctions. He releases sanctions. Recently, he wanted to make the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, he wanted to take them off the terrorist list. This is the group who planned this war. Look, we need the president to step forward once and for all and say, Israel is dead to me. A zebra is not going to change its stripes. What else does Iran have to do to slap America in the face to say enough is enough? We need a president who's going to stand up and cut the head off this snake.
Well, I want to hear Biden give a speech to the country. I mean, actually, Senator, I wanted to hear Biden give a speech on the mission and a possible exit strategy from Ukraine. But that's a separate issue. I want to push that aside for a minute. I'm waiting for a Biden speech to the country that will absolutely, paragraph by paragraph, defend Israel and not only throw Hamas, I mean, we want to destroy Hamas and Hezbollah, but throw Iran under the bus. Instead of playing footsie with them, as I call it, throw Iran under the bus, Senator Marshall. But I never hear that kind of speech.
You got it. The president needs to step up and let our enemies know that, as my dad would say, there's going to be hell to pay for this. All those other terrorist organizations need to know if they get involved with this, they're going to have the full wrath of the United States upon them as well, that we're not going to be backing down. Instead, we have the president yesterday. What did he do? He shut things down about noon or 1 o'clock and had a barbecue. Today, we know for sure there's been 11 Americans that died over there, 1,000 Israelis, and our president shuts things down at noon as well. That's what I'm talking about, his actions. His actions prove that he doesn't care about this. He doesn't have leadership skills. This would have never have happened if it hadn't been for Afghanistan and how he continues to shed his duties by being reactive rather than proactive. Again, this is the most pro-Iranian president America's ever seen.
You know, Senator, just the last one here. Incredible. The Palestinian Affairs Office in the State Department had this tweet. We unequivocally condemn the attack of Hamas terrorists and the loss of life that has incurred. We urge all sides to refrain from violence and retaliatory attacks. Terror and violence solve nothing. That ain't support for Israel. Now, that tweet was deleted, but it was put up there, I believe, Saturday evening. I mean, really, this tweet, the Blinken tweet that was deleted also, it kind of makes you wonder what the commitment is to Israel, to Prime Minister Netanyahu, and to the life of the Jewish people in general. It kind of makes you wonder, Senator Marshall. Last point.
Yep. You know, that's exactly what we're talking about here. The president needs to step forward and give a deadline when we want our American hostages back, where they'll be held to pay. Our president needs to stand up.
Senator Roger Marshall, Kansas. Thank you, sir. Terrific stuff. Talk later. Folks, I'll be right back with my last word.